Hello and welcome to the Seal of Progrichalcos, the Yu-Gi-Oh series in which myself and Tobias open up two different sealed products to play two different sealed matches, then we have pulled to our collection for some progression matches later on in the episode. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Seal of Progrichalcos. Hello and welcome to episode 47 of the Seal of Progrichalcos. Last episode, Tobias absolutely waxed our heroes for the first time ever, utilising his powerful zombie deck to do so, but we managed to fight back in some of the other progression matches, getting some nice wins with our rank 4 light deck and with our Mecha Phantom Beast build. Alright, I'm just going to flick on over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pros just to have a quick rundown of the Shadow Spectres set. Alright, so Shadow Spectres was released at the tail end of 2013 in November, and honestly isn't that great a set. There were two main strategies that came out of the set Shadow Spectres, those being the Ghost Tricks and then the revamped Vampire cards, and both of them didn't really do too much upon first release. On the ultra rare side of things, all of these cards are kind of bad other than the Alucard. Like, I like Archetype just because Noble Knights are really cool. Vampire Bram is okay, but a bit hard to summon. Vampire Sorcerer is okay for the Archetype, but again, it's not a very powerful Archetype up until really Dark Saviors came along to just about breathe life into them.
If this is a joke, it ain't funny.
The other cards here aren't too usable, although Kagutsushi has seen some play in random sort of light focused builds. The rares, I mean, you just get some more Bujingi cards, but these ones aren't really too viable. Cal Griffin is a terrible Mecha Phantom Beast monster.
You chunk of scrap!
And then a lot of these spells and traps did nothing, although Grizel Prison is an okay sort of removal card. Aotama actually did see a lot of play later down the line in making Spirit slightly more playable. We had to wait really until Nikotama came out a few sets later for that to actually have any form of consistency. And then Ronin Raccoon Sendeo is a pretty strong Xyz monster for a lot of different beast type builds. In the sequel wares you get the new pop card in Pod of Dichotomy, which sadly wasn't too usable. Basically you needed to be playing 3 different types of monsters to be able to actually make use of this card, which not too many decks at the time were playing.
Worthless.
Fellground though is an insane rank 8, just being able to target a card on the field and make it immune from card effects for the turn is a very strong effect indeed. Grand Mug the Megamonic's also quite funny. And Mistake also has seen a decent amount of side deck play. The Super Rares are one of the worst looking sets of Super Rares I have ever seen. Like, we've got 2 Ghost Trick cards that never did anything, Kidmodo Dragon, which is just a joke, one of the Plant Princesses, Noble Knight Boars is a good card, but again, Noble Knights never did anything in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the Xyz monsters and the spells just are absolutely atrocious.
You're being very negative, Benbow.
The commons, we do get a couple more battling boxer cards. The Baby Raccoons actually there are okay and sealed. Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and its corresponding White Dragon Wyver Burster, obviously an absolutely insane pair of Chaos Dragon monsters that have just seen so much play across Yu-Gi-Oh's history, both limited at the time of recording this. Bujinki Centipede and Bujinki Boar, both are actually good cards for Bujins. All these little Ghost Trick cards are kind of annoying, they just sort of stop battle a couple of times and it's just a bit of a pain to deal with in sealed, but not too usable for progression. Mythic Tree Dragon and Mythic Water Dragon allowed the Dragon Warders to make rank 8, and now with the Divine Dragon Knight Felgun they actually had a really strong payoff for doing so. Then we get the Maleficent monsters that never did anything, and yeah, the most of the spells and traps here are kind of trash. So yeah, there really isn't too much to get excited by in this set, so yeah, I'm going to flick on over to our collection to see what we pulled. Don't really care what we get either way. Looking at our pulls, you get 3 Aotama, that's pretty cool because I do like the spirit monsters, so if we ever pivot to spirits way down the line when they're viable, maybe with like the Shinobaron cards, that could be pretty strong.
See you in a few hundred years.
3 of each Baby Raccoon is very strong, 3 Collapse Serpent, good, a nice amount of the Bujins, sure. Oh, we did get the Fellground! Oh, that is such an insane pull. Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing about the Fellground. If we've got 3 Tree and 3 Water Dragon, we can actually play all this in our Dragon Ruler build and just absolutely go to town on Tobias. That would be so fun.
Like I'm about to go to town after seeing those dragons.
Some of the Ghost Trick cards, I don't really want to read these cards because they hurt my brain.
Idiot bird brain.
A couple of Sandeo, that's pretty nice to see. Return of the Monarchs is an okay ultra rare if we ever pivot back to like a Monarch based strategy. Guess like Mobius is calling my name with that, I suppose.
Please play me again.
And then 2 Wyver Burster. So you know what, we pretty much pulled exactly what we'd want from this set. Alright, so looking at our sealed deck list, we have got a little bit of everything going on here.
It has a little something for everyone.
We are of course playing triple Pompoko and triple Tantan, just because the Sandeyu is one of the better cards. Rabbit Puncher is a pretty nice card, just to be able to deal with any defense position monsters as he attacks. Triple Collapse Serpent, because we are playing a pretty large number of Bujin monsters, we should have a decent amount of lights in the graveyard at any one time to make this card live, and likewise to Wyver Burster, because we've got a decent amount of darks with the Ghost Tricks. Bujingi Boar can banish itself from the graveyard if we control a Bujin to weaken one of Tobias' monsters and turn it to defense mode. 2 Bujingi Centipede, we can't actually make use of his effect because we don't have any of the Beast Warrior Bujins, but he's a 1700 attacker and he's a light. 2 Raven, when a Bujin is destroyed by battle, discard this card to destroy the attacking monster, which is pretty cool. Then we've got 3 Stein, 3 Yukiona. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, we can change the monster that destroyed it to face down defense mode. Then we've got triple Mythic Tree and double Mythic Water Dragon to enable us to make your boy Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand the absolute best card in the set. Then we've got 2 Secret Sect Druid Drew. This guy's just an 1800 vanilla essentially. 2 Wyver Burster, double Dragon Shield. We can equip this only to a dragon and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and the other player takes any battle damage from attacks involving it. Then we're rocking 2 Ghost Trick Mansion for our field spell. This prevents monsters from attacking face down defense position monsters, but they can attack directly if the opponent only controls defense position monsters, and it also halves all battle line effect damage except for Ghost Trick monsters. Then we've got 1 Burst Rebirth. This can be used to recur back a monster from our graveyard in face down defense mode, probably one of the Baby Raccoons or one of the Ghost Tricks. And then we've got 2 Ghost Trick Scare. This allows us to utilise our Ghost Trick monsters to set Tobias' monsters face down proactively as he tries to attack with them. Decent-ish disruption, I suppose. I'm not too optimistic about this list in general, really. We've got 2 really strong payoffs in the Sandeyu and the Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, but both of them are pretty darn hard to make, and there's going to be a lot of spooky shenanigans with the Ghost Trick monsters, which is going to make my life hell. Okay, well, our opening hand, decent, I suppose. We have pretty easy access to the Collapse Serpent if we can get the ball into the graveyard. So I'm going to lead off by setting 2 in the back and 1 monster. We're just going to sort of mirror his lead by going for the Bujingi Boar in the face down mode and pass the turn.
What's that?
Oh, I was not expecting this card. Pump Princess, the Princess of Ghosts. If this face-up card is destroyed while in a monster zone, place it in your spell trap zone as a continuous spell, like a Crystal Beast, okay? While it's treated as a continuous spell, each player's standby phase, place a pumpkin counter on this card or monster opponent's. Oh, good gosh. Okay, that's like a way of continually weakening our monsters turn by turn. There wasn't much spell trap removal in this set, so that's a problem. That could be problematic. Yeah, okay. It's going to go in for the combat. Thankfully, our Bujingi Boar is beefy, and Tobias will take a nice 1000 damage here. Oh, only 500. I didn't even realise the Vampire Kingdom got played. Okay, so zombies gain 500 attack when they attack. Fair enough. Right, we're going to summon our Bujingi Raven here and just go for combat, clearing the Pump Princess and putting it into the spell trap zone. So now our monsters will slowly start being drained each and every turn.
Pom Princess. Absorb and drain the surrounding monsters of all its stats.
Tobias is just going to send a monster and pass it on back to us. And he's going to give the magicalized mop to one of our monsters. Not that we really had anything that we were going to make with it, but fine, I guess it can't be tributed. Fair enough. We're going to summon down the Ponopoko.
It's so cute.
Setting out from our deck the little Tantan here. In combat, we're just going to fire the Raven forward, being able to deal with the Yukiona, which is very nice, and that would then change my monster to set mode. Fair enough. So the Crow gets set down, and then Pompoko will get through for a little bit of damage. Tobias just setting and passing. We're going to flip over the Tantan, grabbing out a second Tantan. The deck. We're going to then overlay both of our Tantans to make the Ronin Raccoon Sandeyu.
Ronin Raccoon Sandeyu!
And we're going to get Ghost Trick Scared. Target any number of face units you control, flip them up, and that money monster's opponent controls face down. Okay, so Yukiona is going to flip up, and our Sandeyu is going to flip down. I am rapidly seeing that the path to victory in this game is going to be flipping difficult. Like, each and every turn that Tobias is able to stall, our monsters just become absolute pushovers. And now the Duke is summoned. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Dark Vampire monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in defense mode. When this card is okay, nothing, no effect needed, but he's just a 2k attacker. As a big beat stick, he is going to be able to clear out our Sandeyu, unfortunately. God, how are we supposed to overcome the Pump Princess?
You're
Starting to piss me off.
I guess we're just stalling, so we're just going to set down the second Stein and pass the turn. The bosses go. Setting, and we're going to lose the Raven. Cool thing. They just can't do anything. Honestly, I think we just have to just keep stalling. We're going to go for the Dragon Shield, making sure our Buster can't be killed, but he is going to then get set down by the Witch, so all of that was in vain. Our monsters are going to start getting destroyed. We're going to go for the overlay. We're going to get Grisaille prisoned, so we can't make our Xyz monster. Burst with Birth is going to bring back the Witch, which is going to flip on over, summoning down the Archfiend Giant, clearing our Mythic Tree and our Mythic Water here. All our monsters are just absolute pushovers now. They're being weakened by 1300 attack and defense, so we have literally no chance of winning combat, and our monsters are just slowly going to get absolutely wrecked by Tobias's. Thankfully, we were able to set down his monster with ours, and oh, sugar, down comes the Vampire Grace. It doesn't matter. We've just lost. I can't believe it. Like one Pump Princess.
And you hung like a weasel.
And that's just game over. Wow, I haven't been this upset at a pumpkin since trying to balance them and Skyward Sword on the Wii. Hopefully Tobias isn't able to get into his Pump Princess immediately this game, so we might have a bit of a chance. Right, we're going to set down the Boar plus the Burst with Birth. This is looking very familiar. Tobias is going to go for one in the back, one in the front, and then the Mansion as well, preventing us from attacking Tobias's defense position monster. We're going to set down our field spell, clearing the Mansion, because at this stage of Yu-Gi-Oh! You can only have one field spell. Then we're going to summon down the Rabbit Puncher, Bish Bash Bosh, get rid of Tobias's defense position monster. Ooh, but the Vanish is going to get fired. Tobias is going to reveal one Ghost Trick monster in his hand, and his set monster cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. So yeah, his monster lives, although to be fair, it could still be killed by battle, so I don't know why we didn't try and kill it with Bujingi Boar.
You idiot!
Whatever. Right, we're going to summon down the Centipede, try and do it this turn, getting rid of the Yuki-Onna using the Rabbit Puncher. It's going to get set back down, and then we're going to...
Gonna cry?
Yep, okay, we've just got to go for maximum damage as quickly as possible before this Pump Princess just becomes too much of an issue for us. Right, Tobias just selling, we like to see that. Right, we're going to set down our monster. Please, Centipede, please clear the Jiangshi. Okay, we are going to fail at being able to clear the middling Marvel movie.
Is this what you wanted?
And Tobias is going to grab a Spectre from the deck. Our Bujingi Boar will swap to defense mode in the main phase 2, and then Tobias is going to set, keeping on stacking up the counters on the Pump Princess and weakening our monsters. Down comes Stein, it's going to flip down the Jiangshi, and we are going to lose our Rabbit Puncher here. Rest in peace. We're going to go for the Burst of Birth though, paying a hot 2k to try and bring back the Rabbit Puncher, as it's our only way of dealing with the Jiangshi. Our turn, we're going to flip over the Rabbit Puncher, flip over the Tantan, grabbing from deck the Ponpoko, then the Ponpoko and the Tantan. Can you see some of the Ronin, Raku, but we're going to get Intrigue Shield.
It's tea time.
That is really annoying. Basically means that we can't clear the Stein this turn. Well, we are going to go for our effect, summoning out a token anyway, and then just going to go for the Rabbit Puncher to clear the Jiangshi. This is... Ghost Tricks.
Having fun yet?
Dichotomy is going to get fired off. Tobias is going to shuffle back the Spectre, the Jiangshi, and the Yuki-Onna. Oh, I didn't realise that. Okay, no wonder this card debuted in this set, because the Ghost Tricks have 3 different types. That's kind of cool. Right, getting 2 cards out from his deck, farming off the Vampire Kingdom, and then down comes the Grace.
Had we but heard of your Grace's visit, we could have prepared a suitable...
I don't stand on ceremony console.
Oh gosh, that's basically just us out of the game, because we have no way of dealing with a monster that big. We're going to lose the Rabbit Puncher, then we're going to get Magicalized Dust yet again. You know, that card does literally nothing against us. Well, we're going to have to turn our thing sideways, summoning out more tokens, and just passing the turn, getting rid of Tobias's field spell with our own Mansion. Down comes a set monster, and Tobias is going to clear out 1 token, passing the turn. Pump Princess is now lowering our guy's attack by 800 points, so we basically have no way of clearing anything. And now it's 900. Flipping over the Jiangshi, Tobias is going to grab the Spectre from deck to hand, attributing it off for the Archfiend Giant.
It can't be. A giant.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think Tobias just built his deck far better than we did. Like, we just kind of ignored all the vampire stuff. I'm sure we must have pulled like a couple of graces because it was a common, but we just didn't think it would be viable at all. And we just completely slept on Pump Princess, like, as just a random sort of common pack filler card. But in sealed, it's flipping crazy. I guess our only hope is like Mythic Tree into Mythic Water, so we've got to keep hold of the tree until we can draw water, I guess. We're going to set down the Tantan with the Pompoko, flipping over the Archfiend Giant, and then the Vampire Grace will kill the Pompoko, dealing a hot 2000 damage to us, because our monsters are now weakened by 1100. We're going to flip over the Tantan, grabbing out a Pompoko from the deck, summoning it out, and bringing forth another Rolling Raccoon Sandeo. We're just stalling with these guys. And we have less cards in deck, so I don't even know why we are bothering.
Keel over and die.
And yeah, Pump Princess is going to get bigger. Down comes a second Pump Princess just to add insult to injury that can just clear all of our guys. Anyway, we're going to summon out the Wyverbuster, giving him the Dragon Shield, which might allow us to win, because there's now no way that Tobias can deal with the Wyverbuster until he sort of finds a way of setting it down. But then again, as I said, we've got less cards in deck, so we're going to lose by deck out anyway.
It's a no-win situation.
Down comes the Duke, and man, oh man, it's going to revive another Duke. They're going to overlay for Bram. Oh god, that is devastating. I mean, I honestly think you might as well just keep that card. There's no point you even reviving one of my monsters. It's just better you having the Bram on the field and being able to attack with all your dudes. Right, we're going to lose the Stein, and somehow that prevents Tobias from... Oh, that's cool. I didn't realise that if we had two Sandeos, they literally can't be killed by Battle of Card effects, and with the Dragon Shield as well, all of our monsters are basically safe. It's just we're going to deck out before Tobias, so we lose anyway. I think I might fast forward because I legitimately do not see a way that this game will end without me just decking myself. Yeah, we can summon out the Wyverburster. Tobias is going to clear it. Oh, I thought we also lose the defense as well, so our monsters just have like no attack and no defense, and that's always going to be the case. We're going to summon out more Wyverbusters. They're going to die. We're going to grab the Collapse Serpent. We're just decking ourselves even more here. Scare is going to do its thing. We're going to lose our cards again, and yeah, more field spell shenanigans. We're down to 10 cards in deck, 8 cards in deck, 3 mythic trees, no mythic waters. Finally, we can go for the tree into the water, making the Felground, becoming immune to things. Tobias is going to go for the Jin Buster, and that is the game. Wow, that was just an absolute slaughter. Now up next, we're going to be opening 5 packs of Astro Pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and using what we pull from each of them to construct a new sealed deck. So looking at Astro Pack 1, there's a lot of these cards that we've had access to in the past that don't really matter too much, but some of the standout cards are the Gates of Darkwood, which was previously only accessible as a structure deck card, and getting the extra chance to buff out things like the Tefnuit, Centipede, and potentially even the Hidden Armory. That's a decent enough card for Geminis. The Ultimate Rares, I think we only have 1 or 2 Thrasher, so I wouldn't mind seeing a third one, and Debris Dragon, I know we only have 1. The commons, none of these really matter too much. In Astro Pack 2, Atlantean Dragoons would be an absolutely insane pull. Just a really powerful card that obviously again was structure deck locked before this, and just sees so much play even to this day in sort of the Mermail or to Bruise. Then in the Super Rares we get stuff like the Heavy Infantry, which again was locked behind that same structure deck. And then the rest of the Super Rares we've had plenty of access to in the past. Down in the commons though, we do get Light and Darkness Dragon, which is really funny. I think we're probably past the point where it's playable, but it would still be quite nice to get to show off this card at least in the sealed games. In Astro Pack 3 we get the final Atlantean monster in Marksman, a very strong card. Maestroke as well, also a really good card because it was previously locked behind a starter deck. In the Super Rares, all of these cards we've had access to in the past, so they don't really matter. And then in the commons, likewise, although I do love to see my boy Des Lacuda making a return. Same with the Swarm of Scabs and the Swarm of Locusts. No idea why they reprinted these cards, but it's just funny. Astro Pack 4 is a really solid Astro Pack though. A lot of these Super Rares we have had access to in the past, so we don't really need extra shots of them, although Soul Drain would be pretty nice. But down in the Ultimate Rares, Max C and Dandelion.
That's where all the money went.
If we pull any of those 2 cards, that's just going to be insane. Like Dandelion for the plant Dragon Ball list, Max C just in every single deck until the end of time. Those 2 cards are flipping crazy. The short prints not too usable, and then the commons we get a few kind of funny cards like Black Garden, which could be a nightmare. Ma'at is okay. Lone Fire Blossom, I don't think we have any of this card at all, or we might have like 1, so getting a chance to buff out our playset would be nice. And then Titanial is a nice payoff to the Lone Fire. Fossil Donor Passes Cephalo is also a very strong card for sort of those stun type decks. Again, Astral Pack 5 is another really strong pack. Looking at the ultimate rares, you get stuff like Yamato, Duality, and Gagaga Cowboy. All of these cards are insane. Would love to pull any of them, really. In the super rares, sort of less good. I guess Charge of the Light Brigade we haven't really had easy access to in the past, but I think Light Swans, in their state that they currently are a little bit past their playability. And even when they do become playable again, we're not going to get access to Raiden because it was a structure deck card, so I don't think pulling this card would actually do too much for us. Abyss Spike might be nice to get another couple of copies of if we ever want to play the sort of Water Mermaid Atlantean build. Now, technically, we shouldn't really be opening Astral Pack 6 because there are a few cards here from core sets that we haven't had access to yet, such as the Shadow Beast, the Super Heavy Samurai Big Benkei, and the number 80 Rhapsody in Berserk. Hopefully, we don't pull any of these cards and accidentally create a temporal anomaly.
In the movies, they call this foreshadowing.
In the Ultimate Rares, though, all three of these cards are just godly. Big Eye, love to see that card from the Mechamancer Beast. Toride from the Underworld, just enable rank 3 shenanigans. And Traptrix Trap from Nightmare is an okay trap hole card for the Traptrix archetype. The short prints are fine, and then in the commons we get access to Machina Fortress, which was previously obviously locked behind a structure deck. Madolche, Queen Tio, and Mosu would like to pick up another copy of this card because the Madolche deck that we've got cooking is pretty decent. Alright, Astral Pack 1, we did manage to get one Gates of Dark World, that's pretty good. A couple of Swift Deckay, Tsukiyomi's okay, and same with the Photon Thrasher. Some of these other cards aren't too usable though. Astral Pack 2, I guess we've got to be kind of happy because we did pull the Lad, but all of these other cards are just garbage.
Absolute garbage.
AP3, you love to see 2 Marksmen, that's pretty darn impressive given it was an ultimate rare. Some Locusts, Scarabs, and Lakuda. God, that brings me back.
Great having the old gang back together again.
1 Tenki as well, that's insane, because we only actually had one from the original Cosmo Blazers. Having a second copy is really good for any time you ever want to play a Beast Warrior based deck. AP4, you absolute legend.
What a glorious sight.
We got the Dandelion, we got double Lone Fire. Oh, that's crazy. We even got the Soul Drain, the Dyna Pachycephalo, and 2 Morphing Jar number 2. Woohoo! That is a great set of pulls. Astral Pack 5, we got a Charge, that's okay for if we ever do want to play Light Swans down the line. Double Empress of Prophecy, kind of funny. 1 Abyss Spike, that's decent enough, especially now we've got 2 Marksmen. That pairs really nicely actually with those cards. And then these other cards don't matter. And then for Astral Pack 6, we did manage to pull the Machina Fortress. That is insane. We did get 1 Temporal Anomaly in the number 80 Rhapsody in Berserk.
The resulting temporal paradox will destroy this universe.
And then some decent spell and traps that we're going to make good use of in this sealed game. Right, let's head on over to Dueling Book to have a look at our sealed deck. Alright, so looking at our sealed deck profile, we've just clearly gone mad.
It's clearly mad.
Why on earth are we playing 42 cards? How can we not slim this down to 40 cards when we're playing crap like Archfiend's Oath, Sea Common, Justice of... like, these are just worthless cards. I guess maybe we went for the extra cards just because of the Morphing Jar 2 in case we want to deck Tobias out, but then we are playing the second one in the side deck, so that doesn't even make any sense if that is our core strategy. Yeah, no idea really what is going on with this sealed list. Bother to go into the card by card. Let us just see what madness ensues in the sealed game. My gosh, looking at this opening hand, Sea Common, the Gear Accelerator, and the Lad Collapse Serpent. Oh, this is
something else.
This is some fever dream type shit right here. Right, Tobias, gonna go for the Pot of Duality. You got a second one, bro. And, oh god, I don't want you to get exchange because, yep, that means I'm going to lose whatever I summon. Fair enough. The Cephalo and the, was it Astral Barrier got back into the deck. Tobias are going to set one and pass it on over to us. Right, we're going to go for the Sea Common, see whether we can take down Tobias's defensive threat. It is a Genister Menace. This card is absolutely glued to you, Tobias. You seem to love this girl.
I love you.
Right, we're going to take 1,000 damage there. And is Tobias going to tribute our monster? Not yet. Right, down comes the Abyss Spike. Just going to punch through the Sea Common. And we're going to take 500 damage here. Our turn, we're going to go for the Archfiend's Oath. Let's do it. We're going to pay 500 and declare Morphing Jar number 2. It's the Wall of Thorns, so it just gets milled. Right, we're going to set down our Marksman as well as the Ceasefire and pass the turn. Marksman will fade to the Abyss Spike, and it's over to us. And then we are going to lose it to the Abyss Spike and the Amazon of the Seas. own this spike here. Wish we kind of kept the marksman in hand at this stage of the game, and we are going to be able to clear the Amazon here, doing a nice 300 damage, our first blood of the game. Tobias is going to go for the hyena. Oh, this card has some strong memories for me. Like early on in Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, I was playing like a beast deck, and I played 3 hyena, and it's just a decent way of getting advantage. Love this card. Right, we're going to go for the ceasefire, turning everything sideways and inflicting 2,000 damage to Tobias. Oh, okay, it doesn't change everything sideways. It just, whatever, we're going to take a lot of damage. The Abyss Spikes, I guess, crashed. I couldn't really make sense of what happened there.
Such a fool.
We're going to summon out our little turtle here and punch the hyena, which does mean that Tobias will get to summon any more from the deck, which he does have the second, and not the third unless it's already in his hand. Right, down comes a field spell, face down. I wonder what that could be. We're going to go for the Gia Accelerator and get rid of the hyena here. Tobias just setting, love to see it. We're going to tribute to For the Light and Darkness Dragon.
More dragons for Frontier Wiseman to goon over. Where are all my fish girls?
Oh, you are so cooked, Tobias. The power of this card, is insane. Right, the lad will finally deal with Genis and Tobias. What hope do you have now? You can try Pot of Everything. That's just going to weaken us to 23. Okay, Reasoning, we're down to 18. Hanawata, we're down to 13. Soul Exchange, we're down to 8. And the Cephalo is going to clear us. But we got rid of 4 cards while doing that. That's a pretty good advantage. Right, we're going to have to set down our Morphine Jar number 2 here. Down comes Stormforce, tributing our monster for the Dragon Ice. Right, well, you can't do that, Tobias. That's a temporal anomaly that you've created. So, yeah, thanks for cheating, brah.
They destroy the fabric of reality.
What a draw in Thrasher. We're going to summon out the Collapse Serpent. And now, the card... Oh.
I've let people down. Let myself down.
I guess none of those other monsters we could do much with, but at least we got to summon the Thrasher. Right, into game 2. Alright, well, we're going to just pass our turn, see what you can throw at us, Tobias. We don't care, we've got no fear. Reasoning, I guess we're going to probably declare 4. You're just going to get a free Morphing Jar number 2 out of the field. The 800 attack legend here. Down comes a second Reasoning, I guess we're going to call 4 again, and Hyena gets summoned. Is it really no hard ones per turn of Reasoning? That is crazy. Down comes 3 in the back and the Sky Scout. No fear, Tobias is just going absolutely aggressive. I suppose I shouldn't have sort of done nothing on my first turn because we've already lost half our life points. Astral Bow is going to flip up. Royal Command, so we can't do flip effects and we can't pass the monsters. Right, that's great. We're going to go for the Star Drawing. Attack directly, I suppose. So I was going to take the 1600, and don't we just lose this turn pretty much? We're going to take 200 and then another 1800 to the dome, putting us down to 1 turn on the clock, and that is the game. Well, that was an embarrassing performance from us.
Weak and pathetic.
Alright, Tobias, you might have absolutely cooked us in both of our sealed games here, but I'm hoping now I can roast you over the fire, utilising the Blaster, the Burner, and the other Dragon Rulers, adding in the Mythic Tree, Mythic Water, Dandelion, and the Gub, and Debris Dragon, and just craziness here. This is the foundations of Plant Dragon Ruler Synchro, and you can see in the X deck we've got a plethora of pretty powerful Synchro monsters, as well as the Felgrand, Dracosac, Engineer, Giant Grinder, Leviathan Dragon, and finally the number 74 Master of Blaze to round off our Xyz monsters. We are also now actually playing the Super Rejuvenation. I kind of forgot we had this card before when I was playing the Dragon Rulers, so hopefully we can make use of this. Draw like 4 cards in the end phase, which would be insane. Anyway, this list looks absolutely unbeatable. Triple MST as well to deal with whatever Tobias might throw at us in the background. I do not see a single deck in Tobias' collection that could possibly stand against this. Prove me wrong, Tobias. Right, Tobias are going to elect to go first, which is fine, especially when we've got 2 MST to deal with whatever he sets. 1 in the back, 2 in the back, they're both going to be gone before you know it. Down comes the Outer Bowen. Oh, we're playing the Constellas. Down goes Leonis, and the 2 are just going to overlay to make the Lavalval Ignis. Oh, buddy, oh boy. Right, we're going to go for MST, getting rid of the Die Prison, and going for the MST again, getting rid of the second Die Prison. Then we're going to go for the Burner here, discarding itself and the Flamber Guard, pulling out the Blaster from the deck, clearing the Lavalval Ignis, dealing a nice 500 damage to Tobias. Right, over to you, buddy. Down comes the Constellar Star Cradle. Okay, adds 2 Constellars back to the hand, but skips the battle phase for the turn. Sure thing. Right, down comes the Elder Baron plus the Leonis. We know what this makes. A rank 3 monster that can do nothing. Leviathan, the Sea Dragon, is summoned. We're going to get the Blaster back to the hand in the end phase. Going to go for the 1-for-1 here, discarding the Flamvell Guard. Summoning out from the deck the Gub. And then we're going to be able to banish 2 of our little dragons from the graveyard. Summoning out the Blaster here. Sinking them both into the Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader is going to be able to dispatch with the Leviathan with relative ease. And Tobias from getting into his bigger Constellar monsters if he's still playing the level 5 or higher ones. Tobias just setting, love to see it. Guess we're going to go for the mill of 1 for the Gob. Then we're going to banish 2, summoning back the Blaster Dragon. And then sinking these 2 into Stardust Dragoon.
Meet my friend, Stardust Dragon! In all my years of broadcasting, I have never seen a monster like this. If you're watching from home, do not adjust your screen. It's as unbelievable as it appears. Now your Sakowatsu armor is going to be absolutely
useless.
Tobias, hopefully that's what you got in the back row. Seems to be the case because it's not getting activated in this scenario. Right, passing on back to Tobias, we're feeling pretty darn happy, given that Tobias is down to half his life points with basically nothing going on. Right, we're just going to head to battle this time again, going for the Crimson Blader, clearing the Leonis and Stardust indirectly. Probably could have gone for game there if we revived back like the Flamvell Guard and then summoned the Steam and made like level 5 Synchro, but you're playing a little bit cautious here. Down comes the Light Ray Daedalus. And yeah, I guess that clears the Stardust, but there's no way of dealing with the Crimson Blader. Right, into game 2. Tobias decides to go first, even though we saw all the good that did him last game. And down comes 2 in the back, plus the Sheridan, who's going to grab Tobias from his deck, the Chaos. And that is all she wrote for Tobias. Right, we're going to go for the Gold Sark here, banishing from our deck the Redox. That's going to add us an Earth Dragon from that hand, which we're going to grab the Mythic Tree Dragon, just because we've only got 2 of this card in our deck. Then we're going to go for the Tetherwolf. We are going to get bottomless, that's a shame, the Tetherwolf is out of here. We're then going to go for the Burn, discarding itself and the Flamvell Guard, summoning out the Blaster, and then clear the Sheraton with Blaster. Oh, another bottomless, that is a good way of dealing with the Blaster permanently, although we do get to pull a Pokey Draco out from our deck, as a little bit of recompense for losing the Blaster there. We're going to set down the Torrential and pass it on back to Tobias. MST clears the Torrential, fair enough. Okay, Tobias is actually able to start cooking here. We've got no defenses. What can you do with the Constellars? First comes Pollux, then comes Algiedi, then comes Chaos, and this is going to be... wow, okay, this is going to be a slaughter on our life points initially before Tobias is going to be able to make any number of fancy Xyz monsters in the main phase 2. We're going to take a whopping 5100 here, and then in the main phase 2, Tobias is going to overlay his 2 rank 4s to make the price to pay. And then Klaus is going to modulate to overlay for the Lavalval Ignis.
Now we're cooking.
We are feeling the heat in this game. Well, we're going to go for the 1-for-1, pitching the Pokedrago, summoning out the Bulb from the deck. Then we are going to go for the set monster of Mythic Tree Dragon and pass the turn. That was disastrous. We're actually going to lose to Constellar here. Yeah, Gob is going to die. And then the Price to Pay is going to clear the Tree Dragon. Oh, well, Compulse deals with the Price to Pay, right? Yeah, that's not the one that is immune to spell traps. So maybe there's a chance we pull ourselves back into the game. We do get to grab the Redux from our banish pile here because 2 turns have passed since the Sarcophagus. Then we are going to banish out 2 cards, summoning out Redux.
Is that Redox?
Pass, baby! The strongest combo known to man or beast. Nothing can withstand the 3000 rocky defense points that this boulderific dragon has at his disposal.
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
Aside from the fact that like Precipice can just gain 1000 attack when it battles. Or you can just pass because you don't even want to bother wasting his Xyz material on him. Well, Card Trooper is a hell of a draw here, enabling not when it just gets bounced to hand immediately on summon. That is problematic. Right, we're going to mill 1 for the Gob here, getting a little level 1 tuner back on the board. And then we're going to banish our 2 remaining dragons in the graveyard to summon out the Redox. We're going to sink these 2 off into the Crimson Blader and see whether we can deal with Ignis. Oh, the Saku. Well, it looks like we've thrown away this second game here. Well, we are going to be able to fire off the Compulsor, at least living yet another turn. Maybe this final draw can give us something that will enable us to get the victory. Burner ain't bad. Hopefully this time though the card trooper can stick and we get some nice mills here. Losing 2 more dragons, that's great. That means at least we can summon back the Redox. And we all know what that means. Redox pass, baby. Our card trooper, I guess we're going to bait out one of the materials here, forcing the Lavalval Ignis to crash, meaning that our card trooper will die, but we do get to draw another card. It's a super rejuve. This is not looking good for us. Down comes a step back row, and Tobias is tribute summoning the Virgo.
I don't like confrontations. I'm a Virgo.
Why? Oh, ho, ho, the red MD. Oh. We're going to normal summon the Burner and banish it for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Any response, bro? No. Don't mind if I do. Getting a free Redox from the hand, going for battle and clearing the Virgo. And out, of course, the Saku. Well, we've got Redox. We're passing. We're chilling. We're feeling pretty indestructible with this big boulder boy out on the field. And Tobias is going to summon out the Rasselhager, tributing it off to bring out the Kaus, who's then going to modulate and overlay these 2 boys into the Praesepe. In the end phase, the Redox will bounce the hand. MST might as well fire off, dealing with Tobias' remaining back row. We're not quite out of Earth. We've got 2 more left in the grave to make Redox yet again.
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
Potentially we can live another turn. Yes, we can. Redox is back in the hand where he belongs. And we've drawn Tempest. Well, we do have a wind and we do have a dragon. So, again, we're just living on a prayer, but we are just going to get rid of it for the Redox just because he insulates us a little bit better. Grabbing the Debris Dragon thanks to the Tempest effect. Can we actually do something with the debris here? No, we can't. I guess it is just another dragon for next turn. Tobias' turn, he is going to go for the Praesepe, clearing out the Debris Dragon, and then the Redox will bounce on and back to our hand. Well, Redox pass yet again! It's the best combo ever! We're going to banish 2, summoning out Redox, pass the turn! You cannot beat this boulder boy, Tobias. Pokey Drago is not quite 2 dragons though. Well, the Redox and pass kept us in the game for far longer than we had to be. Into game 3. Alright, we're going to go for the 1-for-1, pulling out the... Going to go for the Poké Draco, drawing a second Poké Draco, and then we're going to do nothing with these cards. That's great. Tobias is going to go for the overlay, making the Praesepe. That's going to clear out the Flamvo Guard. We're going to go for the Debris Dragon, pulling back the Flamvo Guard, summoning out the Exploder Dragon Wing. That's going to get Say Node. Crazy. We're then going to go for the DDR. That's going to die. We're going to sink all of our guys into the Red Dragon Archfiend. We're going to lose in battle. I don't know why we bother doing all that. Then we are going to get another 2400 down to the dome with the Praesepe. We're going to bring out the Blaster from the deck. We're baiting the remaining material on the Praesepe, and then in main phase 2 we're going to bring back both of our dudes, some detaching to pop Tobias' back row. Down comes the
M7
Alwashgeraba, which is going to make the Ptolemy M7, bouncing our guy back to the extra deck, and then Tobias is going to clear out the remaining tokens. We are going to be able to make our 2 level 7s once again, clearing Tobias' Ptolemy M7, making the Dragosack in main phase 2, detaching to pop the monster with 1 token. Then in our final turn we can make the Blaster. I genuinely thought like I might have actually bungled that one there, like the fact that he bounced the dude back with M7. It's crazy that a world exists where the Constellas pretty much beat full power plant dragon rulers. Whew. Right, we've got one more progression deck coming at you, and the next one is a really fun one, okay? It's not just like a standard meta tryhard deck, promise you. Behold, Water Synchro Coelacanth Insanity.
It's beautiful.
Now, back when we actually played this game, I was doing some extensive testing with this deck, and I played this deck like loads and loads of times in solo mode with the sole aim of trying to make Star Eater turn 1, and it can do it. Like, there were very specific draws that need to happen, there were very specific cards that you need in your opening hand to be able to do it, but this deck, uninterrupted and with like an ideal opening hand, can pop off like it's no one's business. Okay, this opener is... It would have been so good if we didn't draw the 1 controller. You kidding me? The 1-off card that needs to be in the deck.
Sucks to be you.
Right, we're going to go for the Moray of Greed, shuffling back the Manta. We're going to draw the Nimble Angler and 2 Abyss Hilde.
Oh yeah, those are the scalies that get my gills going. Giggity.
Pitching the angler and the stream to bring out the tidal. That's going to trigger the angler. Since it was sent from the hand to the graveyard, we can summon up to 2 level 3 nimble monsters from the deck. We're going to summon out 2 more anglers. Then we're going to overlay the 2 anglers to make the Getcha Gantetsu, buffing up our guys by 400, turning down the Abyss Hield, and that's all she wrote. Now, I promise you this deck could do funny synchro shenanigans. It's far better than the sum of its parts make it out to be.
Right.
But not apparently with that opening hand. Right, Tobias are going to set 2+1. We're going to go for the Upstart Goblin, drawing a second Moray of Greed. That's kind of good. We're going to go fire that off, shuffling back the Tidal and the Abyss Hilda here into the deck to draw 3 more cards. MST, and Swap Frog. Right, we're going to fire both of the MSTs, getting rid of Tobias's back row. Then we're going to pitch the Stream and the Swap Frog, pulling back the Tidal from the deck, summoning out the Controller, flipping over the Abyss Hilde. I'm going to go for the nice little synchro of the Duel here. In battle, the Duel is going to be able to Goblin Zombie, and Tobias are going to grab a Zombie Master, and then Tidal is going to attack on in for 3,000. Zombie Master is going to get fired off, discarding the Mizuki, bringing back the Goblin Zombie. Then comes the Book of Life. That's going to banish our Genix Controller. That's probably the worst card for you to banish. Like, I would have got rid of at least a Water Monster just to limit the number of times that Tidal could come back. Then all of these level 4s are going to get overlaid into the Thunder Spark Dragon.
Bring the thunder, baby.
Well, at least the Gantetsu will live. We're going to detach 1 material and Gantetsu is just about living. Then Tobias is going to go for the Compulse and the Gantetsu is not living. Right, we're going to take 2,400 to the Dome. At least we have free Tidal access. So yeah, I guess we're just going to go for Banish 2, bring back the Tidal, summoning out the Nimble Angler just to get a little bit more damage in, clearing the Nut Spark Dragon and doing a nice little 600 damage direct. I mean, Tobias is pretty low on resources. We've got like unlimited Tidals. Just going to pass. We're going to discard 2, using the Tidal to dump any water monster from our deck to the graveyard, picking the Fishborg Blaster. Using the Fishborg Blaster, we're going to mill out 1 card. Since it was a water monster, we get to special summon the Planter back from the graveyard. And then we are going to be able to punch one in with the Angler. Oh yeah, this guy's not a tuner. Flip. We can't actually do anything with that now. We've already used our Gantetsu.
All that build up and no payoff.
The Zombie Master will get summoned, discarding the Force Requisition. Each time you discard a card, your opponent must also discard. Okay, I mean, you read the fact that Zombie Master discards a card. I'm like, oh yeah, Force Requisition. The synergy levels are insane.
You really think you're in a position to judge him?
Well, the Zombie Master is going to get revived back, and then the Mizuki is going to banish itself to bring back the Goblin Zombie. All 3 are going to get overlaid again for the Evil Swarm Ouroboros.
You know, it's totally bananas. Ouroboros is bonkers powerful.
Cue the Ouroboros music from Xenoblade 3, I suppose. Target 1 card your opponent controls, run it in hand, send a card, banish 1 card, oh, we are going to lose our Tidal forever here. Well, at least Tidal is able to pick us up at a Stream, not that that's going to do us much good. Right, we're just going to have to set down the Stream. At least this guy's got a decent enough booty. Discarding the Abyss Hilde with the second effect of Ouroboros. We're going to lose the Stream here, getting the Oyster Meister for hand. Oh, this is just depressing. We're just going to be set passing until... I mean, I don't think there's anything we can do with, like... Our entire deck is designed to just go, like, explosive combo with the entire hand, like, on and hope it's enough to win. In this case, it was not. Right, we're going to go first in game 2. Fingers crossed now we can actually execute something crazy. Right, we're going to go for the discard 2, pulling out the Fishborg Blaster from the deck. We're going to set down 3, pass.
How impressive.
Tobias are going to go for the Goblin Zombie, just punching in for 1100, milling out 1 card from our deck, the Abyss Hilde, which hilariously allows us to special summon out the Gunday from the hand for free. In the end phase, we're going to go for the MST, getting rid of Tobias's Book of Moon. Well, we've got a second level 3, might as well go for it. We're going to overlay them both to make the mech-equipped Engineer. The Goblin Zombie is going to die, and Tobias is going to grab from deck to hand to the Zombie Master. Yep.
Seem familiar?
Where have we seen this before? Down comes the Master with a Blaster. We're going to let him keep cooking. Down comes another Goblin Zombie, Book of Life to grab the 3rd one, as we're going to lose our Tidal. We're going to be able to pick up the Stream from this. Then the 3 will overlay to make the Thunder Spark Dragon for 1. Really, bro? Okay, we're going to go for the Heraldry Record, negating that monster's effect when it detaches from material.
No!
Go for the pay no, say no, hell no, man. Oh, half the life points gone, so are our hopes and dreams.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Nimble Angler is just not good enough, right? We're going to go for the swap, summoning out 2 Nimble Anglers. Going to go for the Synchro into the Magical Android, gaining some life points. Woo, crazy. But Butter Spy, at least we can blow up the entire board here. And yeah, we just got nothing. Because the Mizuki's just summoned stuff back. Right, Tobias, give me one more shot at this. Please, buddy. Please, I really want to show what this deck can do so badly. Alright, Tobias has very graciously let us go into a game 3. Just on the off chance I can actually perform the crazy combo that this deck was designed to do. But looking at the opening hand and the fact that Tobias is going first, it does not look likely. Tobias is going to set down 3 and the Jane. Okay, the Light Swans are back. We might have a better chance against this deck. Why is Controller just glued to our hand as well? Like, he's a one-off. He's blooming Garnet. Right, we're going to go for the upstart, drawing the Fishbowl Planter, giving Tobias 1,000 life points, and then, yeah, we just can't do anything. Right, into game 2.
Well, that was fast.
Try this hand. Ideal, but it's better than what we've had in the past. We're going to go for the Cold Wave. At least with this, we basically give ourselves an extra draw. Going to go for the Tidal, discarding itself and the Stream to pitch the Nimble Angler from the deck. That's going to summon out 2 Nimble Mantas from the deck, which are then both going to tribute both of them to summon out the Deep Sea King COELACAN'T.
Here comes the fishies.
Go!
COELACAN'T is going to discard the Stream to summon out 4 level 4 or lower fish monsters from the deck, going for the Blaster, the Meister, the Double Oyster Meister, and the Abyss Lung. Alright, now we can absolute cook.
Let him cook, as the kids say.
Right, we're going to go for the Blaster plus the Oyster Meister going into our level 4 Synchro, the Baumung here. That's going to bring out a token here. We're then going to over Baumung and the Abyss Lung here to make Evergishki Mergeist. Then we're going to discard the Spike to bring back the Blaster. Then the Blaster plus a token can make us the Formula Sync, giving us a draw. Not a very good draw. We're then going to go for the Formula Sync one plus the Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth to make the Gigantic Castle. And then discard the Abyss Gunday to bring back the Blaster again. Then we're going to go for the Abyss Spike coming back since we discarded Abyss Gunday. Then the Blaster, the Spike can make the Magical Android. And then we're going to pass the turn. Like, it's not as crazy as we would have liked to go, but look at that. Like, we made a cool Xyz monster, 2 pretty strong Synchros, and an Oyster Meister.
Things are getting interesting.
I mean, we died to, like, literally every removal card ever printed, but, you know, it was a fun turn. We got to show off some funny stuff. Oh, but it's enough to win somehow. Tobias just admitting defeat. Love to see it.
I hope every duel can be like this, always.
Can we get redemption? Can this deck take a match? Probably not if Tobias is going first and not with this hand. Right, down comes 1 card in the back, plus the Lightweight Gearfried being discarded to summon out the Gruffer. Then Tobias is going to summon out the Genesis Menace, overlaying them both to make the Utopia. And passing the turn. Right, we're going to go for the... I was going to say we're going to go for the MST, but the Needlebug Nest is fired off first, so we don't even need to worry about like wasting a card in the hand. Plus, we're going to mill out some of the worst mills I have ever seen. No Lights on monsters, 1 Greffer, and all of your trap cards. That feels pretty bad to see.
Friend, not clever.
Oh, and the Judgment Dragon as well, just to rub the salt in the wound, just losing that card too. Right, we're going to go for our Stream here, discarding itself and the Nimble Angler to summon out the 2 Mantas from the deck and grabbing the Tidal from our deck as well. Then we're going to overlay these 2 to make the Gachi Gantetsu. We don't really have a way into like anything big because we don't have any of our tuners. And we're just going to try and go for combat, forcing the Utopia to detach to the next Xyz monster. Down comes the Lightweight Gearfried. Really, you got 5 more different named? No, you don't, buddy. You only got 4 or more.
That's cheating. Can't have that.
Take that card back to your hand, buddy. I was going to go for the Lightweight Daedalus here, which is a pretty imposing threat. We're going to lose both materials from the Gachi Gantetsu. It's still living, and then the Tidal is going to bounce back to our hand in the end of the turn. Right, Swap Frog is a great draw here. We can do some swappity swaps. I'm going to discard the Swap Frog and the Tidal first of all, though, to mill out the Fishbowl Blaster. Then we're just going to set the Hilde and pass the turn. Just setting up for next turn. Trust me, bro. We got this. Right, in the battle phase of Tobias' turn, we are going to lose both of our monsters. Then we are going to fire the MST dealing with Tobias' Sakuretsu. Okay, we're going to banish 2 from the graveyard to pull back the Tidal. Then we're going to use the DDR, discarding the Genetic Controller to Hilde, discarding the Coelacanth to bring out the Fishbog Blaster. Now, 7, 8, 11, we make the Star Eater! Oh, the 3200. What hope do you possibly have against this? You ain't doing card effects until the end of the damage set, buddy. Your utopia dies to the Star Eater. All will fade to the power of this sun guzzling dude. I'm going to banish 2 to summon back the Tidal, and this is just overkill, buddy. Looks like this Daedalus flew too close to the sun, because my Star Eater was eating that sun, baby. Right, we're going to do a nice chunk of damage, and what hope do you have now? Okay, the gear coming down. Once we're during other players, whatever, he's just a 2800 Bungus. Have you seen the fact that I've got a 3200 Bungus, Tobias?
Is that a sexual innuendo of some kind?
And a monster that can basically limitlessly recur itself, which is what we're going to do. Banishing 2 more, bringing back the Tidal yet again. I'm going to go for the cool to bring back the Coelacanth, and now the Instrument of Your Destruction, Coelacanth yet again. Discard the Abyss Gunday. Oh yeah, Gif, we can just negate that, I'm dumb.
No need for shame about being ineffective and useless lump.
Oh, anyway, whatever. We're going to go for battle. Star Eater, clear this idiot, and then Tidal gunning in for 26. If we'd summoned down the Gunday, we would have just had lethal. Don't know why we didn't do that. I guess it doesn't matter because Tobias has given up. That, okay. Alright, I feel a little bit of redemption now that we were able to take a victory with this deck. Coelacanth can manage to prove his worth. We got to see the craziness of Star Eater. Thank you for humouring me by allowing us to have this extra game, Tobias. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Seal of Progrichalcos. Next episode for our core set, we're going to be opening up Legacy of the Valiant. And then for our second sealed product of the episode, we'll be opening Legendary Collection 5Ds. Let's rev it up. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Do please subscribe to stay up to date with more episodes of the Seal of Progrichalcos, Yu-Gi-Oh! Structural Decay, and the Derivative Master Duel Masochist series. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.